I'm Ava Laura.
And I'm Jessica.
And this is Black Leave America podcast, where we highlight holistic wellness, travel, mental health, and self-care through traveling outside of America to reconnect and rediscover who you are. It's time for us to leave any condition that disrupts our peace. Black Women Leave America opens your eyes and explores new ways of living, but more importantly, new ways of being. Because sometimes you have to leave in order to find yourself. Hello, everyone. Welcome. This is Black Women Leave America podcast. We are coming back with another reaction video. I am your host, Ava Laura, and this is my amazing co-host, other host.
The host with the most.
The host with the most.
What's up,
your name, fine lady?
Jessica.
I was listening to the, we listen to the trailer every day, and I'm just cracking up. Not every day, but before the show. And I'm like, hey, I'm Ava Laura. She's like, I'm Jessica.
You always gives me crap about that. One day we got to re-record it. I'm Jessica. I don't know. Whenever I was going through that day, it just came out of my voice, I guess. I was like, hi, I'm Jessica.
She sounds so sweet.
And I'm not.
And I'm not saying she's not sweet, but it's so funny. Like, I'm just loud and proud and out there. And she's just...
Ava Laura just takes over the intro. I just like, go ahead, girl, do your thing. Like you, Ava Laura was like, I got it. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, hey, listen.
She's basically just saying I take over, and I'm okay with that because I know who I am.
Like, go ahead, girl. This your world.
I know who I am. That's okay. I received that. That unfortunately sometimes is what high achieving Black women do. That's why we tired. That's why we need this podcast, because we just come in and we take over. And then we're like, why do we do all that? Nobody asked us to do all of that. Did I get paid to do all of that? What was the point?
True.
Yeah. So I received that. I'm recovering. I'm working on that. Yeah. Hey, y'all. So I would say that this podcast seriously is needed more now than ever since we started it. I mean, we were talking about just the heaviness of what's going on in the country right now. We were talking about what's happening with Black women. And, it was like one day we're excited. We have Kamala Harris and, looks like she's going to run for presidency. And the next we have Sonia Macy, who, she was killed, I think, murdered last week. But the video came out this week. Right. And when I tell you, both Jessica and I, just needing to stay off of social media and just needing a break. And, I even posted this week on social media that sometimes self-care really looks like taking a break from the media and from social media, because it's a lot going on. It's like we're being hit from every direction right now. Right. And it's overwhelming.
It's a lot.
So if you do, we thank you for tuning in. We thank you for watching us. Hopefully we can be your safe space. We can be your respite. But if you find yourselves feeling tired, feeling heavy, feeling overwhelmed, feeling burnt out, feeling like this is too much, take a break. Put down your phone, turn off the TV, shut down the laptop, go take a walk, meditate, rest. Right? Do something fun, practice some form of soulful self-care that really speaks to you, because right now we really are. It does sometimes feel like an attack in some ways. So we're going to talk about some resources that you can use. If you like, listen, I'm out of here, and I don't blame you because I want to be out of here too. We're going to give you some resources that you can use to help you as you leave the country.
So we do have a video here, and as we kind of talk about the places that you can relocate to, and game-changing resources for Black women looking to leave America, or leave the U.S., I should say. Also, leave in the comments any places that you may have been to that you want to recommend to other women, or places that you are just thinking about going to if you haven't, physically been there as of yet. We definitely want to hear from you in the comments. And we try to respond to all of your comments, but if we don't respond, please don't feel bad. We are just trying to catch up. But do go ahead and leave us a comment down below and just help out, our community of folks who may be looking to relocate. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and play this video. We'll do a little reaction of it and we'll be right back. Here we go.
The air fake once just dropped. This is connecting with Black America because they love sneakers. They're into sneakers. They love this is a big deal. And these sneakers have sold out. But I would like to take this time, while I have your attention, to introduce you to the Expat app. This is an app that is literally designed for Black people to connect with other Black people who have moved out of the United States. So after you download the app, you click on the search bar and you can see all the countries where there are groups for people, Black people that have left the US. But if you don't look at a group, you can just type in the search bar whatever country you're looking for. So let's say Mexico. You can see the latest posts using that keyword and also find the groups of people that are living in that area. There are people posting how they were able to leave the United States, what they did with their jobs, whether or not they're nomads or if they work remotely from the US. There's a group of people who have kids that left the US. There's also resources if you're new to the area, like you just moved there, you want to find a group to hang out with. I cannot recommend it enough because it seems like we are going to need this a lot more than I thought.
Right.
Ooh, true
Right.
words. We are going to need this a lot more than I thought.
Right. Mm-hmm.
That's real. So it's the Expat app. I think that's really dope to have everything all in one place.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of resources everywhere, but I think one of the things is we don't have something concrete one-stop shop. There are a lot of Facebook groups and things like that if you're on Facebook. A lot of expat groups. I think pretty much for almost every country, you can find an expat group or you can find a Blacks, expat group for that particular country as well. But I do like I said, she has the resources for a variety of different things. And we always talk about this. There are people like, well, I want to leave, but I have a family, so you may watch one of our interviews or watch one of our videos and you feel like, well, you can't do that because they're single women. Well, there are women with families, there are married women, and we have interviews with both. So you can definitely check those out. But I think it's good to see those resources because your lifestyle is different. Your needs are going to be different. So the places that you go will maybe be different from somebody who is single and maybe can say I want to work there, as opposed to, well, I need to make X amount of money and we're going to work remote and I have a family of 4.
I found a couple of different resources. Really, they're tips that you all can use if you need to leave immediately or you're looking at relocating really soon. First and foremost, just to make sure you apply for or have an updated American passport. And make sure that it's current, all that good stuff. I think passports are good for 2 years? Evelyn, do you know? I think it's
more than that. I don't even remember. That's what happens. You forget. It's like 10, 15. It's a long time.
No, when I went and got it last time, he said it was about 5 or 6 years. They changed it.
Oh, they changed it? Oh, see.
Yeah.
But I just renewed mine like a couple years ago. I think it was during COVID.
Make sure that it's updated and renewed.
Well,
you need a passport within the 48 hour, 2 days or so. You need it quick. Then there is a way for you to go to wherever you are located. Just kind of Google, get a passport in 48 hours. There's a way for you to go to your U.S. state office. I can't remember the name of it, but we went there and we got our passport in literally 2 days. They do charge you an extra fee for it, but if you need it, you got to do what you got to do, right? Yeah. Second tip is to stockpile money for an emergency. Just to make sure you have additional funds. Always a great idea. You want to try to keep an estimated amount of what you think you may need. If you're going overseas, then it may be a lot cheaper, so you'll have some extra, but then you never know. It might be a little bit more depending on where you're going to stay, all that good stuff. So,
I think that's a good point because so a lot of us, and myself included, we don't carry cash.
Yeah.
Right. Everything is digital, and you even have places now where they're cashless.
Right.
So that's a really good point in a mindset shift to have to now have physical, money,
Money.
because a lot of us don't even get paid in money and don't go to a bank. You know what I mean? Like I don't really get checks. There was a couple speaking engagements that I had. They gave me checks and I was like, wow, we're doing checks now. But I do a mobile deposit. You know what I mean? I don't even go to the bank. So that's something that we have to really think about. Like, you should be getting cash on hands, instead of just, having keeping everything in the bank.
Right. Right. I know. I have a couple of companies that also pay me in a check, and it is a hassle to have to wait for the mail to come through. It is, oh my gosh, such an annoyance.
And
Um,
like, can I just send you an invoice? You just pay my invoice. But no,
for real.
like that.
Anywho, so then also the next tip here is to get rid of all some of your stuff, if not all of it.
Girl.
Right? It says here, don't waste money on storage. If you're looking to move out of the U.S.,
Fact.
move
Fact.
U.S.
Everybody who has moved, even if it's within the US, will tell you storage is a racket. It
Yeah,
is a racket because by the time you have paid it and you get the stuff back, you don't even want it anymore. It's out of date, it's out of style. You could have taken that money and just bought a new one.
yeah, yeah. So just get rid of it. Just go ahead and either give it away or have a yard sale, something to that effect. Get your banking in order. I remember we did an interview, and I can't remember who it was. If you can remember, Ava Laura, let me know. But they were talking about how the banking system is different, and that you should
Mhm.
have an account in the U.S. and then also an account overseas, and then make sure that those two can, communicate with one another.
Communicate with each other. I
Hmm.
can't remember. I know that to be true. I know Mexico, I believe, and we talked about banking. Also, I think Kalana was talking about banking in Africa and how frustrating it was because it's a completely different
Yeah,
experience. She, if you go back to her second interview with us, it was really a really frustrating process. Obviously, I think every country is different, and so that makes sense. You would have your money still here. You want it because this is your home country. You want to make sure you have that. But yeah, you do want to be able to have money wherever you are, as well, to have access to it. Because I think somebody was talking about the fees. You have
yeah,
to watch. That's what it was. You have to watch out for the fees because even if you can access your money, there's like an international fee attached to it if you're
right,
not paying attention to the bank and the fee structure.
right.
So I think what they were saying is they thought it was cool because they had access to their money, but they didn't realize they were getting charged more to take money out in another country.
Yep, there you go. Decide on the country you want to move to or travel to first, and figure out if you need a visa. And think of the pros and cons of living in that area, right? So the visa is different in all of these different places.
Yeah.
It, you
And
know,
it's changing what you need, which is why, so if you didn't watch our video about I think it's 7 best places for Black people to go if the election doesn't go our way, which Lord have mercy. Watch that one because she talked about countries where you didn't have to worry about visas and you could stay for at least 6 months.
right, right. So definitely take a look at that episode. I was just about to recommend that episode because we really went through or listened to her go through all of the different countries, and then she told you exactly which ones need a visa, how long the visa's
Yeah.
for, all that good stuff. And so I'll make sure that we go ahead and link to that particular video in the comments, as well as I'll try to make sure there's a card on here that you can click on to go to that video as well. Ava Laura, any other resources or thoughts you have on this?
Yeah, I mean, I think what you said is important too. Like, really don't, a lot of you are binge watching us. You're probably binge watching other, creators and other things like that. The best thing to do is definitely visit the place.
Yeah,
Don't just take our word for it. Visit the place, even if it's for a couple weeks, right? There are people I know who do tours in Costa Rica and different places. I've actually had clients that have going on like tours with people who are looking to relocate, and they will tell them where everything is, take them to different parts of, the island or that particular country so they could see, where they would want to live. They know where their resources are. They know where the Black expat communities are. If you can do something like that, that is the best thing, obviously, because you don't want to get somewhere, you don't want to leave here, thinking it's going to be rainbows and sunshine, and then you go somewhere else and you absolutely hate it because you didn't do your homework. So
Yeah.
I would really advise that try to visit first, because you can do all the studying online, but it's very different when you get to a place. And you can also be, digital nomad. Like if you look at Suita's interview with us, I think that was maybe a year ago or so. Like she goes to different countries every, I want to say 6 to 8 weeks or something like that,
Right.
and just tries out different places. And actually, I gotta follow up with her to see if she figured out where she wanted to be, because she said, okay, she kind of does want to settle down now, but she did that. She's done that for over a year. She lived here in the DC area. Is one of my personal friends, sold everything, sold her house, and just hops from place to place, and in between she'll come back home, where her parents are, and then she'll go back out. So that's something that you can do as well. So that way you can actually experience a lot of different places and then decide where you want to go. So, definitely do your homework, decide what type of lifestyle you want to have, and then look for a place that fits that lifestyle.
Yeah. And I think we have a lot of conversations around like resources, around just showing you all different locations from the viewpoint of reacting to folks who are there. But I also want to just emphasize again, right? If fear is the only thing keeping you here, to release it and to just go, give it a try. Um, I have a couple of folks in my family that have social anxiety. So whenever someone invites
Mhm.
them somewhere, immediately they go into oh, I can't go, or oh, you know what, I don't want to do that. And I'm like, okay, is it that you don't want to do that, or you're afraid of what's going to happen if you do? Right. And if it is that, half the battle is just showing up, and you might get there and actually have a really great time. Right. So if you could just
Yep.
get your foot out the door, just
That
take
first step.
you'll
Yeah.
find once you get there, a lot of things that you were worried about really aren't a worry, right? A lot of
Yeah.
things that you may be overthinking or talking to yourself about, or all the thoughts, really weren't things that will really manifest, right? It's just your brain trying
True.
to talk you out of it. So take
Yeah.
those steps anyway. Take those steps anyway. Get out there and explore. And I tell my kids all the time, you only live this life one time. You better make sure you live it well, because you don't get to come back and go, you know what? Actually, I do want to go there, or actually, I do want to go do that. You don't get to do that. So if you're gonna do it now. And then with the whole COVID thing, or the C word thing, and everything that's happening in the world, don't wait, because you never know if you have tomorrow or not.
I
So
mean, and I think, as Americans, right? I think that's probably one of the hardest things because we have this mentality, that, and we have this mentality in the sense of we have access to so much.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Even the people who don't have as much have access to more than many do in many countries. And so I think what happens a lot of times is we forget, that life is short. You
right.
know what I mean? And it's not always going to be like this. And things are temporary. You can be up now and be down tomorrow. And you
Yeah,
can be down today and up tomorrow.
yeah,
Things are very temporary. And, at a drop of a dime, your whole life can change.
yeah.
And so if there's anything that you are contemplating that is for the betterment of your life, do it,
Right.
and do it now, because that time that you think you have, you don't.
Hmm.
You
And after
don't.
3, boy, woo, everything start hurting, and everything bones start crackling, and all the everything that comes along with that good old aging.
If we're so blessed to make it, because how many of us have not?
Right.
And that's, that's the reality. So yeah, I mean, we would love to hear from you. And and on that note, to Jessica's point, every single person that we have spoken to on camera and off camera,
Yep.
every single person who has left has not regretted it.
Not one bit.
Not one person has regretted it. They may have regret some of the things they did. They may have regretted some of the places that they went to, but they never regretted leaving.
Nope.
That says a lot.
It says an absolute lot. Everyone, I think actually everyone said that they just felt so much lighter, so much lighter.
Yeah.
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 So
Yeah. And right now it's real heavy.
it's real heavy, super heavy. Yeah.
Mm.
Yep. I'm thinking about taking up some classes to learn how to make some baskets and just selling that on Etsy. I ain't got to talk to nobody. I'm gonna make some baskets and put them on Etsy, and just that's what we're gonna live off of. We're gonna go live in another country, and I make baskets. You want to buy a basket? Here.
Y'all, she said baskets.
I'm so serious, girl. Mm-mm. I'm like,
Oh my goodness.
yep.
Woo, she got me over here crying. Oh my God. She said that.
You could put you could put flowers in baskets. You could put plants in baskets. You could put food in baskets. You need to carry it. I mean, the baskets have a lot of uses. You got to think. That's the one thing I could make a ton of money on, and I could just be weaving baskets all day.
She's like the most technical person, and she talking about some baskets.
Girl, I'm done with the internet. I'm like, I don't even want to look at this stuff.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm. Let me get it together. All
Thank
right.
you all for watching. Black Oh goodness.
On that note,
You go ahead, Ava Lawrence. She don't think I can make a basket, y'all. I'm gonna make one.
I listen. If y'all think Jessica can make a basket, comment below because I need to see this for myself.
Oh, better yet, I'll probably find somebody. Like,
Right. She will find somebody to make the baskets for her and sell them. She can't get no baskets.
she just crushed my dreams. Jeez.
Listen.
I am going to learn how to make baskets just because Ava Lawrence. You know what? My basket probably had holes in it and everything.
And then she gonna be like, you know what, you were right. Never mind.
I can't make no basket.
Let me go ahead on and do something
That's
else.
half done. I'll be like, you want a half done basket?
What can you do with a half done basket? It can be flat. You can lay stuff
put it
on
in
it.
a
I don't know. You can put
fabric.
fruit on it. You can dress it up.
Yeah, there we go. Boom. Boom. Okay. Headdress, something. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. Thank you all for watching Leave America. The YouTube edition. If you are ready to relocate, please let us know where you're going to down in the comment section, and we'll see you all in the next episode.
Peace, y'all.